So, well, as long as we have Peaches up here, let's talk a little bit more, as long as we're working in the mouth area. Let's talk about teeth.
Okay.
And I think it's important that people get in the habit of every once in a while when you're petting your dog, that you just look at their teeth. Oh, good girl, look at those pretty teeth. Good girl. And then give her a treat. And this way, when you take your dog to the vet, they're going to be used to being handled like that.
Right.
Now, Rhonda's got the treats. Now, normally, if I was doing this with my dog, I might come up to my dog and go, open wide, good girl, and then pop in a food treat. And get your dog accustomed to having somebody touching their mouth and looking into their mouth. She's being very good about that. And don't push it. If you do that a couple times, or you know, you're not going to do it continuously for 10, 20 minutes, but every once in a while when you're petting your dog, look in their eye. Oh, look, a good girl. Look at their teeth and touch them in the same way that a veterinarian might. And we're going to talk a little bit about toothbrushing. I brush my dog's teeth on a regular basis. I try to do it every day. I'm not very good at doing it every day. And you know, Rhonda, I think it's really important for people to know you should really not use people toothpaste.
Right. It should be pet specific.
Right, because we spit our toothpaste out. Dogs don't know how to spit the toothpaste out. So please do not use human toothpaste on any of your pets. Because it can cause them to have an upset stomach.
Yep. And I think this will make it easier for you too. Most pet toothpastes are flavored for the animal,
and,
unlike mint.
What I have found, some animals like the mint.
She likes it.
I like my pets seem to prefer it's called malt. A friend of mine thought I was saying mouse flavored. They don't make mouse flavored. But what I'm going to do is this is a special toothbrush for dogs, and I'm just going to put a little bit on here. And I don't know if she's going to let me do this because I've never done this with her before. I don't know, will she swing around a little bit here?
Will. There we go.
And what I'm going to do is,
good girl.
Good girl. Now she's probably going to start licking, and I want to get the toothbrush in here, and I'm just going to kind of push back and forth a little bit and do these here. Good girl.
Very good.
And the object is to get some of that in there and the brushing effect. Now, if you don't like using a brush, if you're better with a finger, there are some finger tools, or you can even use a piece of gauze. Look at, she's already loving this. You're going to put some on your finger. And again, just for the camera, we're going to do the same side again. I'm just going to get my finger in there and smush that around on her teeth. Look at what a good girl she's being.
She likes it.
And if you get in the habit of doing this with your dog, they'll see this as a treat. And you can see that she really likes the flavor of this, and it really is important. And what you're going to spend in toothpaste, doggy toothpaste, and your brushes, you're going to save on vet bills by keeping. Now, she's a young dog. She has very nice teeth. You can also use, there's some dental bones that you can get. But if you talk with your veterinarian, I can guarantee you they're going to tell you nothing is as good as brushing.
Right.
And the same is true not just for dogs, but also for cats. You want to brush your cat's teeth. And they actually do. Now, if I have a cat, I could probably use this little toothbrush here on the end. Or they actually, this one came with a cover, a little fancy. You can use something like this for a cat. And you're really getting into this, aren't you?
My teeth clean.
And it says, actually says right on here that this is for cats and dogs. Now I have another tube here. It says that it's for dogs. So you want to make sure that you use the right toothpaste for the pet that you have. And if you can't do it every day, try to do it at least 2 or 3 times a week, and be sure and reward your pet for doing that. So I don't know, well, she's up here. Do you want to do ears on her, or should we get somebody different?
No, she's being so good. Why don't we go ahead with her then?
Well, I'm just going to remove some of these things here. And, you know, sometimes Rhonda, now she's got down ears.
Right.
And dogs that have down ears, do you see a problem
Yeah, hers are like semi-up and they're smaller. She doesn't have a long flap. Still important to clean them, but some dogs like labs, hounds that have the real heavy ears that hang down, especially if they're a water dog, they tend to hold a lot of moisture and dirt in their ear. And if you don't clean it, you can run into a lot of yeast infections or just yucky ear infections, which can be really painful and can do a lot of damage to your dog's ear. So what you want to do is just check them regularly, especially if you take your dog swimming or like in the summer, it's very humid around here.
Okay. So let's trade places.
Sure.
I'll be your helper again because I had a dog with an upright ears and still had problems with ear infections.
Any kind of ear can get infected. So no matter what kind of ears your dog has, you want to clean them.
But before you're doing any ear cleaning, you should be checking with your vet.
Check with your vet to make sure you're using a safe product. There's lots of products out there, and some of the over-the-counter products are okay, but you want to ask first. You don't want to be putting anything in there that's going to make it worse. And there's different products for the ears. There's cleaner, there's ear drying solution.
And you know, sometimes when you look in your dog's ear, you know, you can see that it's greasy or there's wax in there, and some of that is natural. But if you know, I've had some people go, oh, my dog has bad breath, and come to find out the dog doesn't have bad breath.
It's an ear.
It has an ear infection. It's a real kind of yeasty smell.
Yep, you definitely want to watch out for any smells coming out of the ear, because that's usually an indication of something more serious. But if you're just checking and you're going to clean, you're going to just get yourself a regular cleansing product. And we recommend using cotton balls. Some people want to try to use Q-tips, but the key to cleaning your pet's ear is that you don't dig in there, because you can actually make it worse.
So this is a no-no.
Correct. For a dog, I would say,
And even if you did use this on your dog, you're just going to do the outer part of the ear. Not so far in. Whoop, come here, Peaches.
You're okay,
Good
honey.
girl. Okay.
So
that table's kind of wiggly here.
You're going to pet her, because, again, positive experience, not a negative one. I'm just going to lift her ear so I can see the basic kind of inside of her ear, but not the very inner ear. And I'm just going to kind of really gently cleanse her ear all around the parts I can see. I'm not going to dig down in the canal. I'm not going to shove the cotton ball down there. That's about all you want to do. If you see a lot of dirt down there, that's call for a vet appointment, because you don't want to make it worse. If you dig, you can actually shove the dirt and the moisture farther down the ear canal, which can really cause a lot of problems.
So can cause pain, can break your eardrum.
Very gentle, you're just basically wiping around the parts of her ear that you can see. Right?
And how often do you think somebody should be, you know, checking their dog's
I think it
ears?
depends on your dog, you know, the type of dog you have and what you do with your dog. If you're very active and you're out hiking and outdoors a lot and you've got a dog who likes to play outside, you maybe want to check your dog's ears a couple times a month. You know, if you're not outdoors that much, you can certainly keep checking them, but you're probably less likely to have to do a whole lot of cleaning.
Okay. So what might be some signs, Rhonda, that my dog has an ear infection? If I don't see anything in the ears, you know, there's no dirt or a buildup of wax, what might my dog be doing that's going to indicate that there's an ear infection or something going on?
Well, a lot of head shaking. Ear infections can be itchy and painful. If you've ever had one, you know how it feels. And they don't know how to deal with that. So a lot of times they'll shake their head a lot. That can be an indication. We already talked about the odor that can come from the ear. And even when you're just doing your cleaning, if the cotton ball looks a lot dirtier than what you see here, you might want to ask your vet about it. Dark, tarry, black dirt or brown dirt can be a sign of a yeast infection or something else. So, but a lot of head shaking is usually the prime thing you'll see. Scratching a little bit, rubbing. Some dogs will rub their ears or their head on the ground or on things, kind of try. You can tell that they're trying to alleviate
they're really
something.
Uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Okay. So check those ears, check the teeth on a regular basis. Make sure that your dog is comfortable. She's doing really well being our little demo dog. So we're going to take a break and come back with some more tips.
Yep.